Write a mathematical expression representing the following situation. Start with the number 12, divide this by 2, multiply the whole thing by 6, and then subtract the result from 3. So we're told to start with the number 12, so that'll be our starting point. And next, we're told to divide this by 2. So we're going to write 12 divided by 2. So now we have started with 12 and we've divided this by 2. Then we need to multiply the whole thing by 6. So what we can do here is we can write times 6. And we don't need any parentheses here because when we write it in this order, we are taking 12, dividing it by 2, and then multiplying the result by 6. We know that division and multiplication go from left to right. Now, it would be equally correct if we denoted multiplication with parentheses like this. This is another way to write multiplication by 6. And it wouldn't be wrong to take the whole thing, 12 divided by 2, and put it in parentheses and then multiply by 6. But we don't actually need these parentheses here. The order of operations works just as it's written like this. Start with 12 divided by 2, and then after we've done that, we multiply by 6. So all of these are acceptable. I don't really like the last one. I don't want to put in parentheses when we don't need them. So I'm actually going to go ahead and erase that because we should not need those. We don't want to put in extra things when they're unnecessary. And so we have started with 12, divided by 2, multiplied the whole thing by 6, and then subtract the result from 3. So whatever we've gotten after we've done this has to be subtracted from 3. What that means is that we need to start from 3 and then subtract all of that stuff. So we need to put a 3 out front and have it be 3 minus this whole expression. And either of these is perfectly acceptable for a final answer, and we can check by looking at what order of operations would tell us to do. We know that the division and the multiplication come before the subtraction, and they go from left to right. So we start with 12 dividing by 2, and then that gets multiplied by 6. So start with 12, divide this by 2, multiply by 6. And then after we've figured out whatever that is, that result is going to be subtracted from 3 because subtraction is the last operation that happens here. So these are both equivalent. It's just two different ways to write multiplication. We could also use a cross to denote multiplication. But this is our expression.